Coming up on Meet the Drapers.
You're still watching.
I think we have a dynamite value proposition.
I'm a creative and solution mind entrepreneur.
They see that blockchain is going to disrupt the entire industry.
People are looking at this and they're saying these guys have figured it out.
That kind of gung-ho will go a long way.
It's like betting on two winning horses.
Oh, I love this show.
Welcome to Meet the Drapers. I'm Tim Draper. This is my father, Bill Draper, my sister, Polly Draper. We are here to create the next generation of startup heroes. Every week, 3 heroes pitch their game-changing ideas to us. We choose one winner to move to the playoffs. 3 heroes of our choice then move to the finals. But here's the big twist. You, the viewers, can invest with us in these companies. The 3 heroes that you fund the most will also move to the finals, where they'll battle it off for $500,000. The power is now in your hands.
Hey, welcome back to Meet the Drapers. So glad to have you. You're still watching. We can't believe it. No one can believe it. But it's a big hit apparently, so let's keep it going. We are funding heroes. That's what we do here. And we have a great show for you, and the show includes 4 of our semi-finalist entrepreneurs, and the winner of these 4 will go to our finale. I'm Tim Draper. I'm in the venture capital business with Draper Associates. Here's my dad, Bill Draper, and here's Polly, my sister, Polly Draper. Today, we have an amazing guest judge. Our guest judge, Scott Parazynski, is a former astronaut, NASA astronaut, and a physician. And we have so many questions for you. First, tell us what it's like to be an astronaut. What was the experience like?
Well, let me tell you, it's the best job in the universe. To get a chance to see your planet from that God's eye perspective, and to see all of humanity beneath you, all of human history, everything that you've ever known in your life, but then to rise above it, and then to be able to look out into the blackness of space and to see trillions and trillions of stars. It's just jaw-dropping. There's no way to capture it in film emulsion or in an IMAX movie. It's a visceral, extraordinary, life-changing event.
Does it make you want to go to Mars, or you just feel like I've got to get back to Earth and stay there?
Well, if I could take my family with me, I would be the first one to sign up. I would love to be one of the first pioneers to live on Mars. Of course, we live in an exciting time when entrepreneurs are opening up the heavens for many, many more people. And in fact, that is the stated goal of Elon, is to colonize Mars. So I think it's going to happen within our lifetimes, relatively soon. And ultimately, it's human destiny, I believe, to go colonize Mars, explore, but also to become a multi-planet species.
Please tell us about how you had to do the repair mission outside the vehicle.
Yeah, it was an epic day on the job. I've got my best day on the job ever, without a doubt. A solar panel that had been relocated out to the very tip of the space station, and it had become snagged as it was being unfurled. And this was a critical situation because we needed that power. So we had to figure out a way to go fix this thing. So people worked around the clock for 72 hours to get an astronaut, a spacewalking astronaut, further than we'd ever been from the safety of our airlock to go do an untried, untested repair. I was the lead spacewalker on the mission, so it was my duty, my honor to go spacewalk. But it was a team effort.
What an accomplishment. Nice teamwork.
Well, it's interesting. Entrepreneurs they feel like they're hanging out there and untethered, trying to fix something that needs repair, but they don't really know how to do it. So somehow I think you're going to be a really good judge of these entrepreneurs. Scott, thanks so much for being a part of the show. We're going to interview some entrepreneurs. We'd love to get you to ask a few questions of them and get your perspective. We are also a crowdfunding show. The viewers, all you viewers out there, can go to meetthedrapers.com and fund any company that you see that strikes your fancy, because every one of these entrepreneurs that we've met here are heroes, much the way I look at Scott and I think that guy's a hero. So with that, let's bring on our first entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
Do you have to start from scratch?
It turns out that about 87% of our business is retrofit.
We thought that was fantastic. You're making the world better by making it so the water is not wasted.
Oh my goodness, we were so excited to be semifinalists.
The winner is Erigreen! Erigreen, you move forward.
Having the ability through the show in the semifinals to come on again and help spread it more is just a dream come true. So we're incredibly excited. The whole team is giddy.
Okay, our first contestant for the day is Shane from Erigreen. Shane, give us your pitch.
Hi, I'm Shane. I'm the CEO of Erigreen. We make a digital IoT sprinkler system that saves 50% of the water used in landscape irrigation. We made a digital sprinkler that follows the contour of your lawn. It's all controlled by an app, so you draw the picture of your lawn and it puts down a completely even layer of water across there, so no water's wasted. It's not just the sprinkler itself, but this is a part of a whole IoT data system. So the controller internet connects each one of those sprinklers, and that talks to our cloud, where we bring in IBM weather data to calculate optimal watering for every single individual zone in your place. So it's a fire and forget system. Now the app itself basically allows you to control it, and you have the ability to get tips on how to do better landscaping, have a better yard, but also how to save more water. Now the channel absolutely loves this, the contractors that we go through, because with a conventional system, they're just far more complicated and take longer to install. Now this contractor channel is really high leverage because each of these contractors installs about 20 to 100 of these systems per year. We have over 250 systems installed now, so great traction. We have deep technology with 6 patents that have been issued. I want you to invest in Erigreen because I think we have a dynamite value proposition.
Terrific. Great job, Shane, and welcome back to the show. If you could take me through the sale to the customer, the end customer, what made the customer say, okay?
Generally, they'll come through once the contractor gets us the address. We can compute a remote quote for that customer, and they can see not just how much it'll cost, but how much we estimate we can save off their water bill. So at that point, they basically have an ROI that says in 2 years or in 3 years, this investment will pay for itself.
Is this sort of a hardware-enabled software play? Do you have a subscription model for your software? Because I mean, I can see that being a nice subscription, recurring revenue, or is it just the kind of one-time sale of $4,700 or?
Out of that $4,700, we have about 27 of that is Erigreens. The rest is the installer's labor to put it in. We make about $1,700 of profit on that, and 40% of that's recurring. So when you put that system in, we have recurring revenue to basically bring down the weather service and the other services as they go forward. And because we'll have about 3 years of data of what we've saved them, we've got a great value proposition to say it's financially daft to turn us off because we're saving you more money than the subscription costs.
I assume you can tell them how much money they've saved by some analytics as well.
That's what's so powerful about this. Like, that data is really at the center of the story. Like, we not only know all the shapes and sizes of their lawn for things like robotic lawnmowers, we're going to know in our next generation when they mow and when they don't. We're going to send you a message to say, hey, we've got some services for you. We notice you haven't mowed. I think there's something really powerful about kind of laying these railroad tracks in the backyard that have power and internet, and then taking that data and building a whole bunch of businesses on top of it to really quantize that backyard.
What do I have to do to participate in this?
It's very fire and forget, which is really different for irrigation. Once it's put in, the contractor answers a couple basic questions about what it's watering and how shady it is. And then after that, it's all in the cloud and the water's handled completely from that side.
How fast can you grow?
On the go-to-market side, right now we're working with little contractors just because we can get feedback very quickly from them that probably do like 20 to 100. But there are landscape contractors like Brightview that do 2.5 billion per year going into large landscape contractors can give us that scale on that side as well. You can also just run it as a service, and that's got about a 30% IRR we've calculated on that. So once we bring in a little more money, we're going to start testing those business models to see if that can really supercharge the business quickly.
What are your numbers today?
Right now, we'll do about somewhere between about 300 to 400,000 this year. Most of that's been constrained by inventory because early in the spring, we actually sold everything out. Next year, we'll probably do somewhere around 3 million. Expenses this year are probably right around 1.1, 1.2 million.
It would seem to me that you guys need to raise more money. This is a very inventory capital intensive business. All manufacturing is. Have you thought about doing a bigger raise?
Yeah, so starting in Q1 next year, we're actually starting our institutional. That'll kind of match really well to a very, very strong spring in that area, and we're going to probably raise about a $5 million round at that time.
Terrific. Well, once again, Shane, thanks so much for dazzling us. I'm looking forward to redoing my lawn.
Well, here's the digital sprinkler you can redo your lawn with, and we think we've got a rocket ship here, so we hope you guys join us.
Terrific. Thanks so much for coming and meeting the Drapers.
All right, take care. This is so much fun.
We'll be right back on Meet the Drapers. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
So what did you think of Erigreen, Shane and Erigreen?
I think it's a wonderful technology. I'm really concerned that they're not raising enough money to grow as quickly as they could and perhaps should. I would definitely look into the service model because that makes it very easy for someone to try it. It's an easy in. But yeah, I think this will ultimately be a very successful company.
Polly, any change in perspective from before?
No, I am so sold. I can't wait to get it in my lawn.
Dad, what did you think?
I think he knows his business. The sales job is going to be quite difficult, I think. I'm trying to think of people like myself who have a big lawn, would like this system, but I don't feel a need for it.
There might be some avenue for them to explore some government relations to get some benefit that way too. The water shortages are coming.
Yeah, well, certainly in California. Okay, so thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. Where are we going? I'm up, Dad's down. 3 up, 1 down. All right, so let's bring on our next entrepreneur, but before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes. What are you creating in a relationship with your customer?
It's a really great story that here I am, a woman of color, who saw that there wasn't nude shoes being made. I started learning how to make shoes, and I made my first nude heels from scratch for myself, and then from there looked for suppliers and factories to create more colors for all women. Beyonce has worn our shoes, Gabrielle Union, Keke Palmer, we count them all as fans.
You had me at Beyonce.
For a fashion company to come in and compete in a similar competition, I always know that I'm kind of an underdog.
The crystal ball has its moments. Things can go either way. It's Salone Monet. You move on to the semifinals. Congratulations.
I was totally shocked when I actually won. I really was not expecting it.
Okay, our next entrepreneur is Salone Monet. Salone, welcome back.
Thanks, Tim, for having me back. I'm excited to be here again. Like you said, my name is Salone Monet, and to give a little bit about my business again, the nude heel matches the most important part of every great outfit, and that's the wearer. But the general market has only identified nude as one color, leaving the majority of shoe buyers, like myself, without options. We solve this problem by crafting shoes to match every user's skin tone. And we've pioneered a new production model that gives artisans in the United States a new way to grow. Salone Monet shoes are actually hand-dyed to order. This prevents the financial risk of purchasing the excessive inventory needed. I'm the right person to scale this company because I've always been a footwear lover. I'm my core demographic, and I'm a creative and solution mind entrepreneur.
Terrific. So how many shoes have you actually sold so far?
So personally, through my website, I've done about $30,000 in sales, but with this new contract with a national retailer, it's going to be a lot more than that. The first order was for about 500 pairs.
And how much is each pair?
So the cost of good for every pair landed is about $80, and that's just for minimum order quantity. So obviously there's some negotiating room as I scale up, and they retail for $295. So it's that sweet spot of the affordable luxury.
And you can sell those $80 cost shoes to the retailer for how much?
The wholesale price is about $127.
Wow, that's a big margin for the retailer. Is that usually the way it works?
So usually the cost of goods would be a little bit lower, but the assumption is that once you start wholesaling, that you would be making larger quantity orders, so your cost of good price would go down.
And when you sell online, they also sell for $295, right?
Yes. So obviously the margins for myself are a lot better. The idea for growth for the company is focusing on a target demographic and then going to specific retailers and creating one-off collections that'll kind of act as marketing for ultimately driving sales and expanding the brand on my website.
Yeah, I was going to ask why even bother doing anything with the retailer, because it's a horrible margin, but using it as a marketing vehicle, I think that's wise.
As I understand it, you produce the whole shoe.
I'm the creative director of my brand as well, and all of the designs are designs that I create. We put together a tech pack and send it to our factory. They develop the shoe from there, and then they're hand dyed at our partner facility here that houses all the artisans.
Where are you having them made?
The shoes are made in Brazil.
Oh, terrific.
My only issue with the whole thing that you're making them out of satin or silk, I don't know. There's the way they look doesn't appeal to me the way leather and patent leather do. Are you planning to segue into leather, or is this model working for you?
The reason that I decided to launch my business with silks and satins is because I think that it honors my target demographic. It also lends itself to have like a little bit of like a natural reflective quality. With that said, I think that there's obviously so much room for growth when it comes to style. That's one of the beautiful things about being in a creative space. I think that I've gotten a lot of great traction even with the silks, because in a lot of ways it is a differentiator from a lot of the things that you see in the market.
I'm a fashion icon as well. No, not really, but
that astronaut suit.
My wife is extremely glamorous and gorgeous, and she's also a woman of color. She's from India, so I know she would love this. I think what you're doing here is actually building a brand. You've already kind of created that, as I understand, with Bebe. You've got Beyonce wearing your shoes and other celebrities. And I think that's really awesome. So how are you going to really scale this business? Marketing does cost a lot of money. Are you thinking about other SKUs, expanding the brand beyond footwear to a full fashion line? What's your long-term strategy for growth?
It's definitely adding additional SKUs. You can go from not just offering color inclusion, but also being size inclusive. And then from there, there's obviously lots of styles that you can permeate into. When you ask about marketing, I have a really strong slogan, nude is not a color. So, even if maybe this collection of shoes isn't your cup of tea, you can obviously fit into the brand, because saying nude is not a color, like that's for everybody.
Terrific. Salone, thank you so much for joining us on Meet the Drapers. You're a hero. We love having you out there doing great things for all these people. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I love the opportunity.
Terrific. So what did everybody think of Salone Monet?
The shoe business is hugely competitive. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give her as an entrepreneur a 10, and the idea about a 5 or 4.
I would give her a 10. I would give the idea a 10 because there is a market for shoes for women of color. I didn't respond to the shoes themselves. It's probably the most competitive market there is for any entrepreneur. I don't know, I feel like maybe if a famous designer had this line, it would work. since she's a boutique designer, it's going to be hard to cross over.
I loved her. I thought her energy was great. The initiative that she took, that kind of gung-ho, will go a long way. This is a marketing play, so if she can get enough attention to the brand, I think the tagline is really, going to catch on. Nude is not a color. The name is very nice, so if she can, get into, certain fashion shows and get the eyes of more celebrities, I think it's going to be tough if all she does is, nude shoes. I think that's limiting, and it's never going to be more than a lifestyle business.
I think it's really tough to go into a business where there are already a million competitors. She needs a business model that's unique. I was all for it. I loved it, and I wanted it to become a part of the semifinals. But now the competition's getting a little stiffer. But I think it's great she's solving a very critical fashion problem and going after it. Let's go to thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. Where are we going with this? I've moved sort of to 1/4 from 50%. We're looking forward to seeing 2 more entrepreneurs. And before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes. A lot of these construction guys don't want to bring in software, and they don't want their subcontractors all tied into a system.
So you'd be surprised, construction's really moved towards digitization and software recently. So exciting. This is such a great experience. We're learning so much. And we love being the underdog, using a new technology in an industry that is desperate. To us, that's a real opportunity to hit a home run. So we hope we get the opportunity from the viewers to go back and, get in front of Tim and the team again. But either way, we're excited for the opportunity, and hopefully we can get some momentum from the crowd and the viewers out there. Us being the wild card, not thinking we had made it, and finding out that Tim and the team thought, enough of us to want to make sure that we came back. It's so exciting and just a huge opportunity, and it plays right into, what we believe, which is underdog or not, we're gonna make it.
Okay, let's hear from our next contestant, Robert from DigiBuild. Every once in a while, we'll see 1 or 2 companies that sort of stand out. They don't make it with the crystal ball, but we decided that Robert was doing something so extraordinary, we decided to bring him right in to the semifinals. So Robert, if you would present, we would love to hear from you again.
Hello everybody, we're so happy to be back. We appreciate the opportunity. So again, Rob Salvador, co-founder and CEO of DigiBuild. We're an enterprise software for managing construction projects and the workflows and data around them. And our tools are powered by blockchain. Most of the industry has already moved towards software and digitization of some sort. They're using everything from AI to drones. So the more important question is, how do we get companies to use our software? So we've established a beachhead of 30 of the top companies in construction. They're our customers, our beta users, members of our standards body, and they recognize DigiBuild as the category leader in blockchain in construction. We're also working with the biggest commercial general contractor in the country who has doubled down on their purchase order with us, and they're going to be making a strategic investment in us because they see that blockchain is going to disrupt the entire industry, and they want to be alongside us when we do it.
If you go after big companies, customers, they're very slow to move. But it sounds like you got a big general contractor to go ahead with you. What made them decide to double down?
The reason they're implementing us right now is our first product is for a pain point that is currently unmet by any software solution. So supply chain and procurement, they can implement our solution at any time within the life cycle of a construction project. So with them using our software, they noticed, wow, not only is this solving pain for us right now in its earlier stages, that same process of blockchain will translate to the rest of the workflows.
Do they really care that you're using the blockchain?
What they want and what we do for them is a process that might currently take 30 clicks and 35 minutes. DigiBuild can do it in 10 clicks and 15 minutes. It's really the VPs, the innovation leaders. They understand the risk management that is inherent within blockchain that allows them to do these things.
What is it that that might be easier to do because you've got the blockchain?
Before I answer that, I'd love to bring my CTO up as well. I'd love you guys to meet him. He's here with me in Chicago. Everybody, this is Ivan Franco, co-founder and CTO. Hey, everybody. First of all, the blockchain is provable. So going into whether it's contractual relationships or court, things like that, you can't prove who did what, who changed data, where the data came from, where it originated. So blockchain gives you that provability.
The main goal for the product itself is not so much to expose blockchain to these users, but to actually provide them with a seamless user experience and give them the sense that their software is actually solving their pain. Blockchain really is just the engine that powers the bigger car, and we're trying to do our best to build a good product as well.
I'm not sure what service you supply to the contractors. How do you help them?
So helping the contractors directly, one of the big things is they need bigger margins. They just need to save wherever they can save time and money. So what we allow is for these workflows to happen faster, more efficiently, less effort for your project team.
I'm trying to understand, is this residential or commercial or both?
Our software, as of now, is geared towards commercial projects between 5 and 50 million typically. Residential is absolutely a market, definitely when you're talking building, big subdivisions and big multifamily build-outs.
Have you thought about integration with Builder-Trend or any of these other drone inventory management, solutions for construction?
So we've already built out integrations with Procore and a few of the other industry-leading softwares. So we take that Trojan horse approach where we provide incremental value to these construction companies with our first product. Then we get them to use our second product and our third product. And eventually, we're so dug in with these customers that we go, hey, look what we're doing for you.
Terrific. Thank you, Robert and Ivan. Thanks for coming and meeting the Drapers. Oh, what do you have there?
That's our third co-founder, April, from Seattle. So we just wanted to give her a chance to say hello.
Hi,
Thank you
April.
all so much. It's been a great experience. We hope to have a chance to work with you all.
Terrific. Great. Thanks so much.
We'll be right back on Meet the Drapers. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
All right. So what did everybody think of Robert and Ivan and April at DigiBuild?
A big contractor, Bechtel, for example, would have no need for them, and they wouldn't be asking them for advice. But I think for smaller contractors, I think they'd be very helpful and knowledgeable.
Blockchain is very important, data integrity, and I can see the value in this industry. I do think that there's an opportunity for them to grow this, build this, and then have it acquired pretty quickly. But like you were saying, maybe in the smaller general contractor range for home builders or subdivision builders, there could be a neat market for them.
Scott brought up the original reason why we didn't initially bring them back. There was nothing about them that said that they would be able to grow strong themselves. I think I kind of stand by that. Although I really liked them, you felt the camaraderie between all of them.
It's interesting. I actually think that they can be a standalone company, but I am more concerned about how big the market can be. You don't have a recurring, as much of a recurring business. I think it's a little less interesting for that reason, but boy, it's great. I think it's really exciting. Yeah, this is a real contender. I'm glad we brought them back. What do we say? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around? Where are we going with this? We got an up. I love that. Now, if your hand's up here, I'm pretty sure it's an up thumb. If your hand's down here, it's a down thumb. Scott, this doesn't fool us.
I didn't think it would. Yeah.
Let's bring on our next and final entrepreneur of the day. And before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes. We're very excited about the idea of creating low-cost housing. We think that that could be really extraordinary, but we think it's also very capital intensive, and we think that you may not hit the cost numbers that you think you're going to hit.
I'd love to be back on the show and get in front of more people so more people can find out about what we're doing and why it's going to change the world. I was surprised when I got knocked out in the first round. I thought we were better than that, but very happy you guys changed your mind and decided to invite me back. We could do something even better next time, like a live demonstration of the house unfolding or being set up. I like it. I have something planned that I think will be a little more exciting than last time.
Our final semi-finalists. We have Galliano at Boxable. Galliano, go ahead. Give us your pitch.
Hey guys, Galliano here from Boxable. Thank you for reconsidering. I understand you've been pitched modular construction before. This is different. We have changed everything. We've fixed everything. We've engineered these buildings to handle weather worldwide. That means they are resistant to water, earthquake, wind, and fire. If you take a look over here, you'll see some wall panels. So let me just show you. This is just another.
What? Oh, that's hilarious.
So you can see that's pretty cool. It doesn't burn. It's also very strong. That's not that hardcore. So let me take a whack at it with this one. This is just the wall panel, guys.
Oh, I love this show.
Like I said, this is not like other buildings. One other thing I want to mention, you guys had said that this may be too capital intensive of a business. In fact, it's not. What the plan is here is that we will set up Factory 1. We will learn everything. We will get the process figured out. We'll wrap it up. We'll put a bow on it. Right now, I have over 100 partners all around the world who want Boxable factories in the US and in their country. So we're going to turn this into a factory franchise model. We're going to sit in the Boxable mothership. We're going to keep doing R&D on the manufacturing process, the product, and we're going to push that out to all our partner factories, and it's going to become more of a logistics company in the end.
Fantastic, Galliano. That was so fun. Okay, so you described something, and I'm thinking that it may change your model significantly. You are having other people set up the factories. How does the economic model work?
They're going to pay us a percentage of the gross. We're also going to sell them some of the raw materials, the more specialty raw materials. We're going to sell them the equipment, and it's just a great way to be able to grow the company and scale really fast.
So now that's the factory, and you guys are going to manage the factories and kind of operate them as franchises. And then what's the unit economics of the house? How much does it cost to make them, and how much do you sell them for?
We have a building system, it's going to grow, but the initial product, the casita, is going to cost us around $30,000, and we're going to sell it for $50,000. Once we start adding automation, the cost is going to go down and down. All our principles are pushing us in the right direction with cost.
I think the difference between a big success and maybe a moderate success will be if you get end consumers to pay you up front. You put a wait list together and you charge them all 80% up front. You can then ride their money.
In fact, we've already done that. We have over $1 billion in pre-orders. About 10% of those people have paid us a deposit. Anywhere from $100 up to the full price, the full $50,000 has been paid up front. We also have a $10 million contract from the federal government.
Cool. Well, Galliano, I've got to say that's the most entertaining investor pitch I've ever seen in my life. That was awesome. Thank you for that.
This is a TV show after all.
When I first heard you describe this, I thought, FEMA, disaster relief. I mean, the government. I'm glad to hear you're working with the federal government, but are you also, working with other governmental agencies, internationally?
The use cases for this product are endless. Disaster relief is a huge one. I fully expect FEMA to be a huge customer. We have a lot of governments in on this from countries all around the world and different states in the US and the federal governments. People are looking at this and they're saying these guys have figured it out. These guys have figured out how to solve worldwide housing shortages.
How much of an investment have you needed for the whole thing, and how much do you project that you will need?
To date, we've spent $2 million of our own money. Then we just raised almost $5 million in the CF round, but we were only allowed to keep $2 million out of that because of the rules. So now we're entering into a new type of crowdfund offering and in a separate accredited offering to try and raise the max for the Reg A+, and that will be $50 million. We can get going with about half of that. I'm trying to raise double so that we have room to breathe, room for mistakes, and room to upgrade the process and the equipment.
This is fantastic. What a great way to finish the show. We think you really are great. You're a great hero. Great things are going to happen around you. I love the demonstration of the flamethrower and the sledgehammer. So thank you, and thank you for being on Meet the Drapers. We appreciate all heroes.
All right, we'll see what happens. Thank you for bringing me back. I hope you're entertained.
You bet.
We'll be right back on Meet the Drapers. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
All right, so what did everybody think about Boxable this time?
He killed it this time. I mean, it was like he knew he got a new surge, another chance, and he decided, I don't care. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get a home run on this. I had no hopes for this one. Now I'm like, it's gonna be one of my big faves.
I loved it. He's a natural born salesman, for one. The market is likely huge, especially at that price point. I question whether or not $20,000 of margin per unit is enough. I suspect the operating costs will be more, and the prices will creep up a little bit out of necessity. But if he's got $1 billion worth of pre-orders, that's a pretty amazing testimonial for the business. So I think he's going to make it too.
I liked him, and I liked his energy. You know, there's always going to be some market for housing in one way or another, and he, I think, is alert enough to be able to modify his housing to fit whatever the demand might be. So, and it's a huge market, of course. So I'll go all thumbs up.
One of the concerns last time was that he was underestimating what the hidden
what
costs
it's going to cost. Yeah, and he's clearly he clearly exaggerates. I'm guessing $1 billion in orders is more like a lot. So, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. Where are we going with this? Scott, we know. We know. Your fingers are above your thumb. We know which way it's going. Terrific. Okay, so now we have to decide which of these 4 awesome companies is going to the next round, going to the finale. We only really can pick one, but it's very tempting to go with more. Number 1 is Shane with Erigreen, the 3D printed sprinkler. Salone Monet, the designer of the shoes. DigiBuild, this blockchain software that would help all construction projects. And then Boxable, the real construction project where he's going to mass produce homes in big factories. I'm very torn. Maybe Scott, you can give us some guidance here.
Oh, you're going to put me on the spot, aren't you? I really loved the irrigation technology. I thought, and I love the founder as well, Shane. I think it's a really exciting opportunity and company. Like I said earlier, the data is going to be really valuable someday. So I think he's a real winner. And I'm torn between he and Galliano and Boxable. Galliano may be kidding himself in terms of his margins and how quickly he's going to be able to grow. But if I had to, pick between those two, I guess it's tough, but I would have to go with Boxable.
Ditto with the other, although honestly, I would like to tie them both. It's like betting on 2 winning horses. I love them both. So I don't know. I want to say Ty. I'm going a little more to Erigreen just because I really want my lawn to have it. And I don't know where I'd put the house.
You don't know where you'd put the house. It's so funny. Okay, Dad, which one did you like?
I'm the same way as Polly. I think the Erigreen is a little more understandable to me, and therefore I'm going to pick Erigreen over Boxable, but I think they're both tops.
Yeah, this is tough because I looked and I saw Erigreen and Shane, and I said, that is a great entrepreneur going after something no one else seems to be going after. It's a great opportunity and clearly a hero going after it with great enthusiasm. Salone, I thought she had a lot of spunk and a lot of energy, and I think she's got long odds to make that thing successful, but if anybody can do it, she can. DigiBuild, I really did like the team. They clearly got along well. They've been working together. They've been loving what they're doing. They're the kind of entrepreneur we love to back. And then Boxable just blew me away. I wasn't quite sure, but I did have it in the back of my mind that we should bring Boxable back, even though the crystal ball, we won't tell the crystal ball, but we brought him back, even though he didn't win the first time. Okay, we're back. We're going to consult the crystal ball, and we're going to see how the crystal ball feels and which of these companies should go forward to the finale. All right, so we've got, here it is. I'm feeling water, a lot of water. Shoes in the water, they're getting wet. And then construction, big buildings, lots of buildings and buildings and buildings and buildings. We've got to take them both. We got to take Erigreen, we got to take Boxable, we got to take them both. We'll figure out how it works in the finale.
It means a lot that they would invest in me, and then it also means a lot that they would invest in a business that, really supports and is thinking about Black women. Right now, there really is extremely limited options for a true skin matching nude heel. So here's your opportunity to get in very early to something that will be huge. It's not if, but when.
Thank you so much to all the investors who have gotten behind DigiBuild, who invested in our crowdfunding campaign. It's an absolute honor, and me personally, as the CEO, I have the duty to my co-founders, to the members of our team, to people who believe in us, and now you, our investor, that no matter what happens, we're going to make this work.
Big thank you to all the people that have already gone on Meet the Drapers and invested in Erigreen. We were so surprised by the outpouring of support. And also want to encourage anyone who heard the story and wants to be part of this, it's your turn to join. Making the final for Erigreen would be such a dream come true. Just having that much more opportunity to show what we're doing is so cool.
It's a great show. It's a great way to get in front of the crowd and have people hear the feedback of experts, and that's what the Drapers are. They're experts. Thank you so much, and I hope the crowd does like us. We're doing this for millions and billions of people all around the world, so we're very serious about this. We're joking around with flamethrowers and stuff, but at the end of the day, we are trying to change the world and make the world a better place, and that is the mission here.
Thank you, Scott, so much for being a part of this show. Welcome to the Draper family. Do not despair if your eyebrows turn very dark and very bushy, but welcome to the Draper family. We loved having you, and see you next time on Meet the Drapers.
Meet the Drapers.
We're funding heroes, future shapers. We're funding heroes on Meet the Drapers. We're funding heroes, move and shake, 'cause that's what we do. That's what we do. On Meet the Drapers. We'll improve the future with our tech. AI, VR, Bitcoin is the best. We'll build and work and grow with you, having fun along the way. We'll change the world